Teresa?
No.
Highway superintendent.
This is going back to the general fund. The A at the top, A 5010 is general fund. This is where the highway superintendent's secretary and salary and contractual comes out of.
He asked for a 9% raise, put in a 6% raise, $56,290 to $61,240 to $59,670. Any concerns, questions about the raises or anything?
I'm sorry, let me get back to where we are, sorry.
Third page, fourth page, you got
Yeah, the correspondence with page 6.
Page
so-
6, right,
Yeah.
very good.
Raises.
Is that a contractual raise, the 6%, when we're only giving everybody else 3?
He's not under contractual at all.
Right, okay. And he didn't get a raise in 2016?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That was the reasoning for the 6.
I mean, there's other people that didn't get raises in past years.
What are you comfortable with?
I guess I would say keep everything at 3.
Jason?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. The secretary is at 19 hours, $12 an hour, 52 weeks. She pretty much stays the same every year.
She stays the same due to
Yeah, she never changes.
some social security issues, so.
Okay.
Like, she never asked for a raise. Supplies, drug testing, highway school, work clothing, stay the same, $4,500. Any problems with that,
Yeah.
Jason?
No. The work clothing, is that all under a contract? Do they have the service come in and provide clothes, or do they?
Well, we do buy gloves. We buy 2 different
Like
styles.
cans and things like that, that's a.
They service comes in, the
1%.
overhauls. The only thing difference is the boots that you guys see, we purchased the
That's
steel toe boots. They
yep.
have to bring in the receipts for them. Because every guy that's a different or needs an orthopedic style or whatever.
Are we reducing by to 3?
That's what everybody,
Okay.
3% for 6. Okay. Garage, utility, cell phones, same as always. Supplies, rugs. Gloves, shirts, safety glasses, vest, work clothes sheets, $25,000. What do we have with that? Office supplies, drug testing, consumer clothing. Safety equipment. $25,000 is used to date, $16,544.
They get 20? Or were there any identified additional expenses with the last safety walkthrough that they had?
Yeah, but I think some of that falls under, building maintenance too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely some wiring.
Right, I
stuff.
know there's some building aspects of it. I just didn't know if this somehow tied into what he was
Well,
looking for.
that would
I
finish
just-
up this year's budget anyways, so I'm not even worried about it, because there's $25,000 in this budget, the repairs are being done now. So you're looking toward 2017.
Right.
So-
Yeah, so with that report that we just received, about a month ago,
Mhm.
I just was making sure that would be covered under that 25,000 for 2017.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this is, so you wanna drop this to 20,000.
I could check the more current year-to-date on the financial report to see where we're at.
Okay.
Be
Because
helpful.
There's a lot of electrical things down there that we just,
Yeah, well, I know that there were concerns, I guess I'll say, so if this is what's needed to bring us current and make sure that they're all safe, so be it. You know, again, I guess if the numbers can justify the expense, but if it's not there, I say we drop it down to 20.
I think most of
Based
that
on
will be done
historical.
within the next month down there, all the electrical work, which was a big part of it.
Mhm.
Wires sticking out of the side of the building, bulbs not being covered, all the plugs are being changed, switches are being changed. She was pretty thorough when she walked through it with me. The salt bar needs new headers across the front, they're falling off and rotted. So that's already, in the works of being repaired. Out the side of the building, there's wiring sticking out, we're doing away with that wiring completely, because the ice rips off the lights, and new lights are going on the front and back to match the lights up here, they're more efficient.
The LED
Right
ones?
now, yeah, the vapor lights just don't work. So, there's a laundry list, but I think we should be okay. So if you wanna go to 20,000 for next year.
Or like I said, if that report can justify 25,000.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
I don't know what
we haven't
see.
hit 20,000 yet this year.
No.
So unless there's any large anticipated expenses before the end of, December 30, I'll say before December 31st, that would carry us into that, then I guess I can't see appropriating $25,000 when we don't really need it.
No, I think those repairs will be done, we got the rest of that down there. Okay, over to parks. Park superintendent, almost 7,000, 3% raise brings me up to $8,200. Any problems with that?
No.
This is Scott,
Mhm.
the next line, 3% raise. What do you guys feel about that? He's at 35,000, 3% raise brings him up to $36,050.
Which is
Oh.
more than what Wendy's making now, and she's been here for 15 years. And he's at Parks.
Any problems with that? He does get medical. Zach?
I would say no.
I don't see a problem with it, I do think that we need to go back when we're done and look at the court again.
What, we what?
I mean, I know that this is just a preliminary, but,
Okay, so, let's finish up this.
yes, 100%, 100%.
Okay, so, what with the 3% raise?
I'm okay with that.
Jason?
I would say no.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, so, we could offer, I personally believe in a, cost of living increase, so I mean, maybe not 3, but, I guess I'm just looking at the expenses.
You wanna go by the federal standard?
I guess taking in, we have a lot of good people.
He's not here, I'll give you, he's not a year into the job. He's got medical, he pays
Yeah.
15% of it, a $35,000 salary.
He does a good job.
There's no doubt they do a good job.
And I mean, I agree with the cost of living.
I'm gonna stick with my,
Do you really need him here full-time?
well, that's right, that's what I'm wavering with. But he's, I guess
He's a great guy, he does a
Right,
great
and
job.
realistic, I take into account in the wintertime, he plows, I mean, I'm trying to take into account all the variables, but I agree, for the position, new into it, I'm gonna stick with my answer, no.
Okay, if you go by federal, it's 1.7. Okay. Baseball, sand, red clay, pretty much the same.
I just wanna bring this to your attention
Oh, I'm
that,
sorry, I'm sorry, skip the
the
one.
other two,
The other two.
part-time people. he
Barry and
wants them
Amanda.
15.
Bring them up to $15 an hour.
I'm fine with that.
I don't have a problem with that. Jason? feel about those two brought up to $15 an hour.
Yeah, correct.
Baseball, sand, red clay, paint, marking lines, you know, the usual supplies is gonna be exact $525. I don't have a problem with that either.
Seems low for the amount of fields that we have.
They're in really good shape. We put a lot of money into clay last year. It's probably one of our biggest expenses for redoing those fields, and we cut down on baseball, remember?
Right.
In the field, so those whole lower fields we don't do.
Right.
But we did start with the other field on Meadow, and now they're looking for a travel team, so it's up to you. I don't mind putting a little bit more in there.
I mean, I can't say that I buy a lot of red clay in my daily.
The
No,
painting,
I think that 525 was for the steel toe shoes.
He hasn't done his
Yeah,
baseball,
the-
sand,
I
red clay.
think that equals the total 23.5 in that line item. That's how I'm
No,
understanding.
he's got it marked down.
Yeah, he
Okay.
didn't break it down, but the total is 23.5 for everything. That makes more sense.
We got it in
Okay,
there.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. You guys are okay with that?
Yes.
All right. I bring this on.
The rest of the budget, in case you're just curious, is water districts, fire contracts,
Yeah.
Fire time.
and all that.
Let's go through that.
Kathy, on the fire contracts and the service award program, that one comes, page 10,
Yes,
second up from the bottom.
yes.
So that was originally 250,000, we've done 150,000, is that because we had to pay into that before?
That was, the number that,
I went from 250 to 150. The
Right.
reason is we switched that company, we started making a lot more money.
Right.
And
That's the meeting we all said in earlier
Yeah.
this year, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
and you guys got the numbers, what we're making,
right?
it's really big.
When are we gonna have them in again?
Probably the beginning of the year,
Okay.
bring them back in,
So
so.
this didn't have anything to do with, were we behind on service award program? But then we had to pay into it, correct?
we paid quite heavily for
Heavily.
years. And
Okay.
in order to subsidize that, we allocated 75,000 of sales
Sales
tax,
tax money.
which we took out going forward.
So was that 250,000 part of that? Was that the?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the drawn
Yes,
of it?
that's
Okay,
how we-
yeah, that was my question,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
So it seems to be stabilizing, especially with that new company, how they're investing the money.
Okay.
Um,
That's fine, I just had a question to make sure.
um, I'm real pleased with what they're doing.
Okay.
So I thought that dropping it down, taking the sales tax money back away from there. and
As
putting
long as we're on
reserves.
track.
Yeah. Well, you're never gonna be at 100% with
Well,
them.
no.
It's impossible with that type of rewards program. When they did it years ago, they thought, and then, so you know, the state was sued because discrimination on the age for men serving, which then boosted it back up. So it started costing way more money for these towns, like you see Sardinia got rid of it completely. Because it becomes unaffordable
Right.
for the towns to do. Yeah.
It's almost like social security, we have, X amount of dollars coming in and the population of the fire company is increasing. And everybody's living a little bit longer and the payouts are what they projected to be. And we went through the stock market crash, where do you put your money? If you're a state employee, you get defined benefits, this is not a defined, this is a defined benefit. And unfortunately, we don't have anybody to tax other than ourselves to get.
Right, so uneducated risk essentially.
Right.
Oh.
In session. And the town board is, as a body, is the trustee for this fund. So, or we,
Unlike the EMS,
right, that's different.
it's a different program.
But, we've got a responsibility to, use prudence and, that's why the board's been getting the fire companies in here, sitting down, talking, this is what we're doing, does this work for you? We need your input, and stuff, and so. First of the year, Marty?
Yep. Definitely. Okay. You said you want to revisit justice.
Yes.
Okay. What part? You can have more things.
Yeah, that is,
Right.
yeah.
I may just point out, just to put this into perspective, the recreation director making $16,000 a year is making the same amount of money as each of the town justices. I think the court is a very important branch of this government in this town, and I think the compensation for the work that the judges do should certainly be considered. I think it's been lowballed for many, many years, and I'm just asking, just looking at that perspective, comparing the rec director to a town justice, say a salary. My court clerks, Wendy, the amount of time and her experience that she puts into this, I don't think she is being paid what she deserves to be paid in that position compared to the other employees in this town. She's been an employee for 30 years. And I think Karen's ability, she is, the board is proposing that she get $15 an hour. The court had asked us for $16 an hour in our proposed budget. Again, you know, look at comparisons to these other positions, that you're paying more per hour to. And these are important jobs. Very important aspect of this town. I just ask that you keep that take that into consideration.
This number reflects $44,000.
Yes. Yes. Right, a $90,000 budget for court fines. We are at, as of the end of September, $134,000. So we're $44,000 over budget, and we still have, this is October, November, December not counted in this. So probably be well over 50.
Okay, so we're not saying anytime the salaries should be from there, we're saying that the town judges and prosecutors and stuff.
No, we're not.
Are busy.
They're working hard, and they're bringing in a lot of revenue for us.
Right. Well, what part would you like to revisit?
The justices and the clerk and part-time clerk.
Okay.
I would say that after further investigation in the rest of the budget, the 4% raises for both justices is warranted. And we need to do something, I mean, maybe not 15% for Wendy, but something more than 3%.
I just want to bring attention to the publicized salaries that we already put in the paper for the town justices. We're publicized at 16,609, so we're not allowed to raise those salaries of elected officials.
Okay.
We can lower them, we can't raise them. That's just the
What
law.
was this? This was published
This was published in the tentative budget.
as what?
It's in the paper.
That's
Yes,
16,609.
At 16,609, this is what the board proposed budget was. Not what the final is, so you can't, as a board can't
Once they're
approve a
published.
final number, that was a proposed,
published, it can't be
proposed
raised.
number.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
There's a lot of things that don't make
So
sense,
I just-
unfortunately.
If you are publishing proposed numbers, who's saying it's proposed, it's not the finalized?
It just pertains to elected officials only.
Under what section?
I don't know the section, but we're familiar with it, right, John?
It's
I
been
mean,
that way forever.
Mhm.
So it's not look into that.
But my question is, if you publish proposed budget, that's not the finalized number. So I'm just questioning if you're correct on that.
Actually, it's probably, it says Article 8, I don't know if that.
I might have it here, I'm
Yeah.
looking it up.
I don't, I'd have to check it out.
But that was a concern with some of the salaries, we wanted to put in at least 3%, so that it can,
Yeah,
Okay, so you're proposing
and actually what the court has put in is our budget, but we are asking for, the judges is a 4% request. The town board seems to think 3% is okay. It's fine. My main concern is getting my clerks properly compensated for the jobs that they do. And that's what I'm asking you to consider, is to approve the court's budget as concerning a court clerk and a clerk
Okay.
part-time. I'm asking that you
Zach,
approve those numbers.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I usually don't let people talk, but you took time to come down here and talk. But Zach, so.
So obviously, we can't do anything currently
For the top two.
for the top two.
Okay, so they're asking for a 15% raise for the court clerk. From 35,540 to 41,000. What do you want to revisit on it?
So what if we did this? We've already planned on a 3% increase for the position that Wendy holds. If we took the requested additional 2%, so it was, the increase for 3% for the justices are there. They were requesting an additional percent on each of them. What if we took that extra 2%, added that to Wendy's 3% for this year, and made that 5% increase, and then the part-time with a stipulation that we would work on the salary for the part-time in next year's budget. I know that there's at least an increase currently, whether it's appropriate or not is a different story, but at least there is an increase. I'm sorry, I'm throwing numbers out that I
could you
can't
say
back.
that again? I mean, it was wrong.
5%.
Right, 5% of
For the-
current,
Yeah,
37,317.
Jason?
I mean, she's literally worked here almost ever since the day I was born.
We don't talk about that.
Jason?
Bad example of that.
I take that back about his training.
I hear them, I don't have a problem giving them an increase. I mean, they're a large, it generates revenue for the town.
I think it's important that we put a caveat that in the next year's budget, that we work on all of the salaries.
Jason, what are you comfortable with?
Wish I had the information to make a decision, not right now.
No, you don't have to.
No,
You don't have to make any decision, I'm just, I'm
No.
asking you. I'm just-
well, I just, would hear, I wish I had the numbers in front of me, but, I'm comfortable with what Zach had recommended. Do you have any, other information from surrounding towns, average pays? And I know you say to bring them up to what the average is.
I don't have it as to the court clerk,
Mhm.
I don't have that information.
Yeah.
What we were doing was comparing other employees in the
Right, just comparing,
town, and we're certainly not commensurate with
okay.
her years of experience in her job, what she does for the town.
Okay, so, he's saying 5%,
Mhm.
what are you comfortable? Get some information from surrounding towns.
We can get that information for you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. You want,
There's a lot of
Yeah, I don't doubt that there's value, I guess I just want to be very consistent while also being mindful of the overall
Well,
budget.
there's no tax on it for this thing, remember, this is self-sustaining too, so. You're not taxing the people on this, there's no taxation on it, this is here, and back a few years ago, the state wanted to take, remember, the state wanted to take away, the parking tickets,
Yes,
how it was reduced,
yes.
so the town basically said, that's great, that we do the courts. And then they'll flood the courts downtown and not go on, well, they decided not to do it away with that, they wanted those fines to come into them.
Gotcha.
So they kept it in town. I think with these types of budgets, it's important to stay within what's running, you gotta stay right within your numbers. What the revenue is drives their system here. He's saying 5%, I'll write it down in there. You'd like to see what some of the surrounding towns, our size, the court system, okay? Right. Court officers, did you wanna visit that one too?
Not probably, no.
Okay. Alright. Okay, well, Jason, what I'll do is, I'm just going to pull them off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Just pull them right off now.
Budget.
Just one second.
Any other, well, questions about the budget or things you guys want to revisit? Before I make some of the adjustments and have another meeting on it.
I think I
Information
agree.
you want me to gather?
Anything else in regards to the budget?
Anyway, that's what that's the one we want to do. Is there one on highway you wanted me to find something for?
Is there a question on that?
No, I thought there was a question he asked about. What's the highway you asked me a question about?
The garage, maybe?
The garage. What's that?
From 25 to 20.
Yeah.
That's the A7 postage.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have 10 here for equipment. He asked me about what equipment he's looking at, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll find out for that. And what was the other one?
Garage, if possibly you would reduce that. Let me see what our year-to-date
Oh,
number.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, from 25 to 20.
20. Okay. Let me talk about Bob with that.
And we are looking into making sure that if we are not reinstating paying the deputy town clerks, that comes off of Jen's budget, correct?
Mhm.
Garage budget, 25.
Year-to-date,
Some
September.
people work in an office with no help, no deputies, no nothing. And you guys think that's just fine and okay. I think that's just wonderful. When I have every town resident that walks in my door wanting to know what the heck you guys are doing and why you're not giving me back my deputies. That you think that's okay, that I have no help at all whatsoever in it. To help assist them when I'm on the phone or when I can't even be there. I haven't had a vacation in a year. I can't be sick. I have to have Sandy come in after she leaves her job if I have to go to a meeting, if I am sick, because I don't want the residents to be without someone here. I can see that you really don't care, so
Did I say that?
I can tell by the look on your face.
I'm writing
Marty.
down what you're saying.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Don't try and read my face, Jen, it's not a, I'm writing down what you're
I
saying.
don't know what you think, so
Well, that's your opinion.
it is my
But thank you.
opinion.
Gentlemen, anything else?
I had a couple questions. Page 5, under central communication equipment, 2016 budget was at 3,000, 2017 jumps up to 15,000.
I'm sorry, which,
our year-to-date numbers are very high. Our year-to-date numbers are extremely high for Central Communications.
Right,
This
for the
is-
2017, we have at 15,000. So yeah, right now, the 2016 budget was at 3,000, year-to-date actual, on just on page 5, under general expenses, sub-accounts. Year-to-date, as of when this was printed off, I would presume, was $13,042. And 2016 projected, like you said, it's gonna be high.
Right.
Yeah, with that 15,000, and for 2017, we're carrying it in for an additional 15,000.
It's the same number. It's not additional, it's 15, it's the same number.
Okay?
And that's giving the equipment upgrades that have been happening here at the town hall, the safety issues, the cameras, the,
So we're gonna propose another 15,000 for 2017?
Yeah, talking to the EMS, they'd like to get, their pharmaceuticals and all that, have a fob system on that, over at their building. They thought that was a great idea. So we budgeted a little bit higher for that.
That's a lot higher.
we could probably drop that. I mean, this
You
is
drop it
something.
if you want. And I think the one year.
Year-to-date, we're at 18,000.
The one year upgraded the systems on the towers too. I remember doing a little of that too. What would you like it to see it at? 10?
That's a lot of money.
6, 5?
I mean, do we have a list of these anticipated expenses? We don't even have bids for any of this yet.
Nope.
I mean, no anticipated expenses?
We can reduce this and basically leave the tax rate where it is. In the contingency account, we have 50,000 that we could just put more in contingency wherever we take from. And that way, if we need it, we can move it. So I'm sure that's probably a good possibility.
I'd be comfortable at between 3 and 6.
I would be more comfortable.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that. I mean, on that contingency account, I guess that's a perfect segue for the expenses, the upcoming expenses of the seniors party, the veterans dinner. I mean, all these, we're going through a lot of money, in my opinion. Just being granted, I'm new, but being a steward of the taxpayers' dollar, you know, the veterans dinner, there's a minimum of 300 people. I don't know what we're paying per head, but assuming a standard buffet is at $25 a head, and minimum of 300 people, you know, we're looking at $7,900 before 20% gratuity, taxes, and any tab for a bar expense. You know, we're looking at a lot of money. I know we had this discussion over email. And then, you know, under celebrations, you know, we went from 17.5 to original 2016 budget. It's year-to-date projected is $20,000. Proposed budget is $40,000. And, yeah, again, I know you said you're gonna, Mike had spoken to the Association of Towns, and they